So in what could be a game-changing transfer, Avery Howell is who is leaving USC, potentially could be signing for Iowa. Of all the teams that are linked with Avery Howell, Iowa is the team that people have been most vocal about. Could it be because linking someone to Iowa will get clicks? Maybe, but it makes sense. It does make sense from the perspective of they're not going to be one of the top few teams in the nation. Obviously you're coming in as a sophomore off a really good freshman season in USC, like really good superb Sweet 16 game as well. You come off a really good freshman season, and the thing is that USC realistically brought in a whole new freshman class that are going to take shots away from you even than Guju's bad off year. But there's always going to be eyes on Iowa, and I think a lot of these recruits, the best player you should always look at is Lucy Olsen, and whatever Lucy Olsen does in the draft, if Lucy Olsen is a first or second round draft pick, if she's drafted at all, like she was playing for Villanova, she was averaging like 10 points per game with a Maddie Seagrees there. That team was all Maddie secret. She's averaging like 10 a game. Then she has a real good year of Villanova, but like you also, if you want to say, oh, she was whatever averaging 23 a game, acting like there's not plenty of players that did that for bad. There weren't players that did that for bad. Well, average Division I teams like they were in the WBIT, like it wasn't like they were even a tournament team, and if she ends up getting drafted from that, you're looking now at clearly the Iowa effect helps. She's also someone who played in Iowa. She saw the crowd firsthand during Caitlin Clark's jersey retirement, so she was there for that whole situation, and Iowa have just got their best recruit since Caitlin Clark and Addy deal. So like Addison deal is a combo guard, and a lot of people are talking about, oh, she's not a true point guard. This is the year of 2025. The true point guard doesn't exist. By the way, positions don't really exist in basketball. I always never understood it, where it's like in every other sport, as the game grows, as like tactics change, depending on where positions are on the floor, on the pitch. In any other sport, people's position names have always changed. It's always been fluid, and it's like, I'm sorry, like the power forward, where people like, oh no, they're a true power forward. What does a true power forward mean? You're too small to be a center, and you can't shoot. What does a true point guard mean? You can't score. Like that's literally what it means. You can't score the ball. If someone's calling someone a true point guard, I'm not joking when I say this. In the year of 2025, that is a knock on any player if you are known as a true point guard. Unless you came from that era, and you've adapted, and you've just became known as a true point guard because of that. In the year of 2025, someone being called a true point guard should be seen as a knock on them. You want combo guards, you want players that can score the ball, that can create, that can not only that can not only score for themselves, that can create for others, that can create space, use their gravity to free up other players. That's what you want, and that's what Addison deal can be, as well as that you've got big Ava Hayen, who I think is going to be her and stocky as the 4-5. They're going to be so good next year. Ava Hayen just plays with this awkwardness, but it works out. She seems to be so hard to move. She's just long. She just throws the ball at the basket, it seems, and it goes. And there's this like calculated awkwardness about her game, and everyone who's played ball kind of knows those type of players that you're like, you don't know what she's going to do. I don't even know she knows what she's going to do, but it's like she's somehow so in control while looking so out of control on the floor. And then you've got Avery Howell as that off the ball player, like she's probably looking and seeing how many open shots Taylor McCabe, Fairbach, and Sydney Affolter shot, and like she's probably thinking about, like, if I just shot those shots the Fairbach shot, I could average 145 a game minimum as a sophomore. And that's a smart decision. Like you've got to look at who's around you, and for anyone saying, oh yeah, deal is not a point guard, neither was Lucy Olsen. Lucy Olsen became one because you can be a point guard like a combo guard system. All you have to do is have a little bit of vision, which from what I've seen from Deal, she does. Yes, she is score first, but Caitlin will score first in college. Lucy Olsen score first in college, and we're acting like Lucy Olsen was I know she ended up on 4.9 assists on a season, but in the regular season she wasn't the only a player in the Big East in the Big Ten that averaged 15 and 5. Like you can do that. You can be combo guards at a way forward. These are the players that you kind of want, and that's what they have in Deal. So you've got 5-star in Deal, 5-star in Avery. How if you have Ava Hayen there, who, and I think she was a 4-star, but like could play like a play at the top of her game, can play an extremely high rate. Like you're looking at teams in like Maryland are going to be good, even losing Schellers they're going to be good. Ohio State, I don't Galani. Cambridge, seeing who they bring in their recruiting class, like Iowa have a really good recruiting class this year. Like you're looking at Iowa hoping to be one of the best 3 or 4 teams in the Big Ten. It'll be very interesting to see what Michigan do next year. I think it'll be very tough for Iowa to beat Michigan. USC losing Jugu, losing as great as the freshmen they're bringing in. Are they losing Raya Marshall, Guju, Kiki, Avery, Howe, Van Olaf, Heckel? Like they're not going to be good. Next year they're not going to be bad, but it's going to be like an Iowa transition where they might get like 3rd, 4th in the Big Ten, and maybe might make a tournament run, make it to the Sweet 16-ish, which is not bad for USC considering right away before Juju got there. But the Avery Hell to Iowa talks, like Iowa's been in talks with Avery Hell, it's kind of everything. Obviously I'm looking up Avery Hell Iowa, but I'm just trying to find some of these things. Nothing will be better than Avery Hell to Iowa, this was on the 3rd of April, this was even like before that, but like you've got so many players, how much is Iowa paying Avery? Hell, it's a random Iowa fan Jan, and us staff will figure out if you're a fit, but if Iowa offers me your reception on, and that's a big reason why I think very much her going to Iowa could be a big thing, because like how much it could help Nepkins in the transfer, by the way, as a transfer portal. If Iowa can pull off Nepkins, if they're going for a 1-1 and done. Nepkins is the better player at this point in time, like if Iowa can manage to pull off one of those things, one of those players, it would be unbelievable. You pull in one or two of them, but like how could be there? She's the same class, she's still a Loa Rasman, so she's still the freaking same class as a Hayen, she's the same class, and you just never know how the likes of Tegan Melanie will do. Obviously Gayton, everyone was talking about how big of a deal it was losing Gayton. Never seen Gayton play well in my life, so I don't think it's that big of a deal for Iowa, but getting an Avery Howell could genuinely change everything for Iowa next season. I think they're going to be good, but they're going to be good even with the recruiting class. They're going to be good. You still got Stoke, you still got Hyde, you still got Furback, they're still going to be good, but they do need that like 1 to 2 transfer player to push them from good to we're not going to win the tournament, but we might win the Big Ten tournament. We might make the Big Ten tournament final. I forgot UCLA are getting Sienna Betts next year, and they still have their whole team. I forgot about that, but anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.